Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. It's pretty much breaking even, and we decided that because we weren't making any extra money on that job, and instead we were having to spend more time on the job instead, in order to achieve the same amount of profit, and that was taking into account the hours spent on it. So you got paid man hours on that as well. And everything was taken into account. The manager, he very carefully costed everything up, and he said, we're about breaking even. Possibly baling up the canola straw, we're making an extra, I don't know, it was less than £100 for the entire year. So he said it's just not worth it, because there were extra hours involved, and those extra hours were the critical factor in deciding whether or not he would do it again. So he decided not to go and do it again. I was quite pleased with that, because it was quite a bit of work to mix the stuff with the wheat straw that we were using for bedding. Yeah, I didn't want to do that anymore. So yeah, that was my little experiment with that. It was one field. We only did one field, so we didn't have to do very much. But after everything was costed up, it was decided that it wasn't worth it. And that was my own experience with the baling of wheat straw. Now, that's not to say that canola straw. That's my own experience with baling of canola straw. That's not to say that canola straw cannot be baled. Oh, we need to go and put fertiliser in that field, don't we? And probably herbicide as well. So there's different jobs that can be done that might work for one place but might not work for another place. Now, if we had a farm where we had a sideline of making compost, and we needed rough material to bulk out our compost, I'm pretty certain that the straw from the canola would absolutely be worthwhile getting in order to add to the compost, to convert into compost, which would then be sold as part of our business. So on that point, I think, yes, it would definitely be worth it. Absolutely 100% be worth it. So then I've got to sort of look at this and think, well, are we going to do that here on this farm? I'd like to. I want to keep baling up the straw, purely because it's not something that we've really done before. Right, I need to do herbicide and fertilizer on this field. So we will start off by doing the fertilizer. And this is the one job that I don't like in this game at all. I really hate this job, because you can't see where you've been. I can use the hired help a bit, but you still can't really see where you've been. I have been told that if I was to use the precision farming thing, it does actually help you out with jobs like this, but I really, really don't like precision farming. I have tried it, and I've been told that it's better than it was in the last version, in FS19. But I still really, yeah, I've looked at it, and I just don't like it at all. It's one of those things. It doesn't sort of repulse me as much as Courseplay does. I will admit that. But I still don't particularly like the whole precision farming thing. And I do know that if I'm going to do realistic farm play, if that's what I'm aiming for, then it probably would be a good idea to do that, because it is fairly realistic for how things are done now, like carefully making sure that you're not putting too much fertilizer in certain places. And like that farm manager I was literally just telling you about, who carefully we actually went and baled up the straw for the canola, and he costed everything up very, very carefully, and decided that ultimately it wasn't going to be worth doing canola straw based on all of those very, very careful and accurate calculations. It's how farming is done. At least on a bigger scale, it's how farming is done. You don't just go and look out your window and say, oh yeah, that looks about right, we'll do it like that. It doesn't happen like that, not anymore. Now, everything is a series of carefully controlled calculations and measurements and so on. And that's what precision farming adds into this game. And, alright, yeah, I fully appreciate that. However, That's one aspect of farming that I never really liked at all. I never liked that. That turning it into a science like that, and that kind of approach, something about that I really never liked at all. I don't know why. It may seem like a really strange thing to go and say that, but I never did. I preferred the idea of just, you know, look at it and that's what we want, rather than turning it into pure science. I don't know why, it kind of just, it's not that it felt wrong, it's just, yeah, I can't even explain it. It's one of those things, you know, when you have a thing that, you know, it sounds weird, you know it sounds strange, you know that people are going to think that you're very peculiar for even considering such a thing, but that's just how it is, and you cannot explain why or how, it just is. It's one of those situations, right? And for that reason, I don't like either precision farming or real-life precision farming either. It's just a thing, and I could not explain it to you if my life absolutely depended on it. So I'm not going to try. What we are going to do is we're going to go and spray a bit of herbicide on this field. So we've got this field to spray herbicide on. Oh yeah, I did. I was just wondering, did I actually go and sell the stuff? Yeah, I did. I did all of that. So we got this field that we need to spray herbicide on, and well, 16 and 1 are the others that we went and did, but they don't have weeds on them. I don't know why they don't have weeds on them. Maybe they need to grow another month? I don't know. They do both need fertiliser. They will probably end up with weeds on them, so what we could do is we could go down there and we could spray a bit of herbicide on them now to take care of the weeds that will grow there later. Or we could leave them until the weeds turn up, because it doesn't really matter. We don't have to get them at any particular stage with the herbicide. We just, at some point, put the spray on and it deals with it. So anyway, I was busy talking about all of this, the canola straw, and my point in the end was, which I never actually got round to saying, I don't think, was if I'm going to, like, some of you have suggested that I should not bale up all the straw and that I should go back to just chopping it, and that would sort of save a bit of time with regards to straw. I would like to bale up at least some of it. I'm not going to be baling the sorghum because I've had that pointed out that absolutely you just wouldn't do that. But I'm also thinking that maybe I won't, if I was to leave another one, it would be the canola. That would be the one that I think is most likely to be just not worthwhile with baling, especially what we're doing here. Now, I know that the mini BGA does have the option to go and take straw straight to it. So we could, in theory, bale up the straw from this one and take it straight to the mini BGA. But the whole process of the straw through that mini BGA does feel quite cheaty. And so I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to do that one. I'm not going to take that option. So the only options we would have is putting it in for the cows or not. Now, as I explained, my personal experience with putting this stuff in for the cows was that it didn't end up making any additional profit whatsoever. It basically, well, maybe £100 in total for a whole year for everything. So it was, you know, it was the same. When you're dealing with thousands and thousands of pounds across a season, £100 is the same. And because it came out the same, it's down to personal preference. Do we want to or don't we? Like that's literally all that is going to be said on this one. Is it's a do we want to or don't we situation. So the reason that we don't have the crop coming up here, we've gone on to another month, but I wonder if I can spread fertiliser on here. We've gone on another month, but it's still... Oh, no, we haven't. I've literally just been in here and planted it. I'm looking at this, thinking, oh, we planted it last month, so it should have grown. No, idiot. We just planted it. We will gloss over that embarrassing little mistake right there, and we will park up our machine. Now, there isn't actually anything else that we need to do this September. This one can go back into the shed. All done and dusted, like that. And I will just get this tractor round and fill it up with diesel, because we're just about empty and I keep forgetting to do that. We could also service the machine while we're at it. So let's bring that one in here and do a quick service as well. And there. €1,588 for that, and €9 for that. Excellent. Right, and then we'll take it on a little bit further, and we will fill it up with go-go juice. We'll be ready for the morning. And then there's nothing else that we actually need to do today. We need to just fast forward time. Can we do that while it's off? Yes, we can. We will just fast forward time until, well, we'll go to sleep, essentially. There's nothing else that we want to do. We can feed the animals tomorrow. They're coming along fairly nicely now. If we have a look in here, we are 37,075. So by tomorrow, I think it'll be pretty good for doing some feeding. We've got 512 costs. And that's it. Let's get some sleep. Oh! I completely forgot. It was the beginning of the month, and I utterly forgot that the season had changed, and I was supposed to do a thingy. Right, let me do a thingy. I gotta find the list of the thingies first. Right, the thingy. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to result in us not being able to use any of the machines that we've just gone and used. If that is the case, we will have to think of a suitable financial penalty to compensate for that, I think. I have just shaken a 3. Number 3. Pests in storage barn. Remove 25% of a random stored crop. Well, that's not helpful, is it? That's not what we want. Right. What have we got in our barn? We don't count those. So we count a stored crop. That's what we got. Pests in a storage barn. Remove 25% of a stored crop. Now, I did say previously that I wanted to include the flour in this. But a lot of you argued that I shouldn't do that for reasons, mostly because if you did have the flour would be looked after an awful lot better than, and also it's not ours. I mean, technically it's kind of ours, but yeah, it would be looked after a whole lot better than what we'd be looking after it here. That sorghum is supposed to be active, and it's not. So I've got a full load of pallets on the ground, and we got this here. So we're not going to count that, and we're not going to count the grain that's in there either. We're only looking at our own personal stored materials, and that's the crops only. So we're going to lose 25% of either soybeans, canola, barley, or wheat. And this is why it's very difficult for us to store our grain for our chickens, because occasionally we might get, so pest in storage barn, remove 25% of a stored crop. Now, I've only got 4 crops, so I'm going to get a D4, which I do have somewhere in my bag of dice. Find a D4. Right, I have a D4. Has 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a triangle. It basically looks like a caltrop, and it feels like a caltrop when you step on one. Trust me on this. I'm really hoping that we hit canola with this, or soybeans. So we got there's a 50% chance that we get one of the ones that we want to lose. I do not want to lose one of the other ones. This is I'm nervous. What are we going to get? It's a 4. Right. It's not necessarily the canola that I would have wanted, and we've only got soybeans in the barn because I forgot to sell them in the summer. So actually, that fits really well. So we got 5,425. Now I think that's something that I can't actually do with the control. We forgot to sell that. So basically, what happened was we weren't able to get a good price, and so we decided to hold on to it for a year. And obviously, holding on to a crop like soybeans for another year, there's a very good chance that some of that crop is going to get spoiled. You know, you get pests in there. So that fits really, really nicely. I think that's actually sort of improved the narrative that we've got. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure of, we've got this, right? It allows you to do various different things. I can add a pallet tip to ground, so I can put like a pile of stuff on the ground. Clear tip area, add log. So I can either... I'm not going to do anything there because that doesn't actually have the control that I want. We need to remove 1/4 of our soybeans. Now, if I go to my calculator a second, and I go 5425 divided by 4, that gives me 1,356 litres of beans that we need to get rid of. There is a way that we can do that in a game, or I can just go and do that artificially afterwards. I want to try and do it in-game a minute. I want to see if we can actually do this in-game. So 1,300... I don't even remember what I said now. 1,356. Right. And 1/4. Might be difficult to get 1/4. But, yeah. So the litres of grain. Like, the game does actually track that in the background. It just doesn't track it overall. So if I take you right here, 1356. Can I get 1356 into this trailer? If I can, we can easily get rid of it, because you put it on the ground, and then you can use the landscaping, and it will just scrub it out of existence. And yes, I know this is a weird way of doing it, but I kind of want to. So we go here, like this. Wheat, barley, no. Soybeans. Okay, so I need to press start. I've already got too much. 1930. I need to get rid of 1356, and I've got 1341 in the trailer. Oops. Okay. I thought maybe if I tapped really quickly, I could do it that way. I'm going to do it like this. 1346. Right, I'm within 10 litres of the amount that I need to get rid of. So I'm going to bring that 1346 litres out here. And then we will force tip that here in a heap in the middle of the yard. Like that. Right there. It was just... Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine. We'll just leave that one there. And then if we go like this... And we go to the landscaping. You can just go to painting, or you can even do it... you don't even need to do the painting if you just have the sculpting. I don't think smoothing does it. Actually, it might. Yeah, even smoothing. You just use the smooth function, the soften function, and it's gone. There we go. Right, job done. So I'm going to be using that trailer in the morning. But we've lost 25% of our crop. So it wasn't a huge amount, and yeah, I didn't need to do all of that, but that was just fun, because I did it because I wanted to. So now let's actually get some sleep. Rain was had, darkness was had, sleep was had, people laughed, people cried. It was wonderful. So now we want to go over this way. We're going to sell our eggs first thing. Let's crack open that bad boy. We've got 2,750 litres of food in here, which means that we will need to... feed our chickens today. We'll also be going and feeding the animals, and we will also go and feed. We will also take the manure over to the BGA. We will do all of those things. All of the things that need to be done will be done. So we're going to grab that one, and we will take our unbreakable eggs over this way. See if we can run and push. We can, sort of. Here we go. Scoot them over that way, like that. It's a lot quicker than running back and forth. And then we can chuck them on here like this. Right, that's both of those lots going. Then I can run over to this tractor, and we can get the milk. And we can sell that. And then once we've done the milk, we will take slurry and manure over to the BGA. We will fill up the main BGA, and then any excess goes into the mini BGA for a bit of extra money. 9,500 euros this month. We had about 8,000 euros last month. So the egg price has gone up. I think it's next month that we get the best price of the whole year for eggs. It's going to be awesome. Make a fortune out of it. We will want to, after we've done the BGA trip, we're going to want to do some straw in for the cows. We're also going to want to put some food in for the cows. We're going to want to put some food in for the chickens. It might be a good idea if we put the food in for the chickens first, because we use the trailer for that one. And then we can do the manure run afterwards. I feel that that would probably be more sanitary. So if I just leave that one there unloading a minute, and I skip over to this one, I will load up some of the wheat. I'm really, really glad, by the way, that we didn't lose some of the wheat, or that we got 10,783 for the milk this time. Before I forget, let's go over to here, and I'll repay another 10 grand on our loan. We're down to 1940. Yes, eventually we will pay bigger chunks of the loan off, but right now I feel that at least paying 10 grand per month is like a step in the right direction. So we're going to go up this way. We've got barley, 25,000, wheat, 18,000. I'll put the wheat in first. Only going to need... I think it's 8,000 litres in total for this pen. So we'll just put a little bit in here, and then we can run over this side and do this. Definitely be better if we do this one first before we go tipping out the manure over there. Yeah, I think it would be good if we could pay off bigger chunks of our loan, but like, we're not going to be able to do that yet. I do love the fact that we are at least paying... Like, we're making repayments on the loan, and I really, really like that. That's something that I've not done previously, and I actually like that. So, I mean, the fact that we're getting this regular income from selling our eggs and milk every day, and then also the BGA is contributing to it as well. Like, it's all a rich tapestry, and it's all helping to pile in. So I've now got 20 grand. We're up 15,000 euros on what we were previously when... after the bit with the balers. So it did cost us money, the balers. Not gonna deny that. That definitely cost us some money. But I don't think it's necessarily all bad. Now, we want to go up this way. We've got a rear entrance that we can use. So we'll pull up alongside this one. We can load up that manure right there. And I think we will get everything into the trailer. Yes, okay, that's the whole lot. 15, almost 16,000 litres here, which means that we'll see the main BGA bit is going to be filled up first, and then we can move over to the mini, we can put the rest into there, and then the slurry, we will move what we can of that as well. I mean, we might only need to move one load of that. So you come in here. So this one's going to be empty on here, so we won't have had the money, but we don't have enough manure being generated, and I don't want to do this run every day. Because we would have to do this run every single day if we were to keep everything full. So there's 7,000 gone in there. And then I can come over this side and I can do the same on this one. Get rid of the rest of that. And then that will start. I mean, this will go through in no time at all. This will just vanish into the pits of this BGA right here. I really do like the idea of this one, though. This one is good. I like this. So I might use this in a future series. Not sure. Like, I'm actually thinking that it would be really cool to use that in... I've got an idea for a future time-lapse series. It's not going to be... The next time-lapse series, I've talked about it already, what the future plan is. I was supposed to be doing all crops in the series I'm doing right now, but it ended up kind of not happening in order to be able to fit with the other... The main kind of... thing that I'm doing in that series, which is the potato factory. In order to be able to fit with that narrative and fit with the things that I wanted to do there, it turned out I ended up needing to get cattle on that map, so I decided to just run with that, and I've got the cows on there, and we've also bought some chickens as well, and we're getting some eggs. So the next series I'm not going to have any animals. Well, probably get bees, so we have some honey coming in, but mostly no animals. When I say mostly, I mean, like, there will be no animals apart from, perhaps, bees. It's going to be 100% focused on the crops. And mostly, well, not mostly, but there will be a lot of root crops as well, because there'll be new root crops by that point. And then I'm thinking about something to do afterwards, and I've got an idea for another series that I would like to do. It's something that I've toyed with the idea of it previously, but I've never actually done it. And that would be a really good opportunity to go and do it. It's going to be quite a little while before I'm able to get to that point, because obviously if I'm doing another series first, it's going to take much longer. How much slurry have we got? Let's have a look. We have got 16,000 in here and 16,000 in there. So I'm going to go this way. We will put what we can into the main BGA, and then we've got another tanker full that we need to bring back. Yeah, I'm coming in first. I'm prettier, therefore I have right of way. And we bring this one over to here, and he's slow unloading, this one is. I have unloaded everything I can into there. When I say he's slow unloading, he really is slow unloading. So I got 7,000 litres in here. I'm going to take that over to this one and tip that little bit out, and then I'll go back to the yard and get the rest. See what I mean? Like, this painfully slow. We need to get a better tanker, I think. That's something that I am going to go and get fairly soon. There'll be another upgrade for us. Yeah, we've only got 20 grand, so I can't do it at the moment. And that's that little bit. So I'm going to go back over to the yard, and I'm going to get the rest of the slurry that we've got and bring that out and stick that into the mini BGA there. And then once I've done that, I think the next job is harvest time. Because that field there in front of us, canola field, that's completely done now. We don't need to do anything else to it. There will be fertiliser and also herbicide that we need to do on the wheat field and the barley field. And we've also got some harvesting that will need to be done as well. So, yep, that one there and that one there will need both fertiliser. Look, there we go. Under the needs line bit as well. So we're going to have fertiliser down here and fertiliser in there. And we're going to have to put the weed killer on both of those. And we go over this way, and our last 3 remaining crops are all ready to harvest, so we got those to deal with as well. 11,700 litres of this stuff left. That can go into the BGA, and there's a little bit of extra money coming in this month while that sort of ticks through. I have dumped the rest of the slurry into the BGA. Our next job is to start. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.